All right, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for joining us for the premiere episode of the Hard Camera Season 2. And why is it Season 2? Because we are officially in Season 2 of Raw on Netflix. And we took a break for the holidays. And we also took a break because, everything through the holiday season was pre recorded on Raw and SmackDown. And it really no sense in talking about things when you knew things were coming. Predictions were kind of thrown to the window. So it just was right. But now that we're back, we are here. It's going to be a great time. Hard Camera episode 1 of season 2. And we're going to go ahead and do as we always do and give you a recap on what took place, starting with SmackDown last Friday and then Raw. And, I'll just save my comments for the end. But to kick us off, here were the results. SmackDown, January 2nd of 2026. We started out with a 4-on-4 tag team match. We had, awesomely, Alexa Bliss and Charlotte Flair teaming up with Rhea Ripley and Io Sky to take on Asuka, Kairi Sane, Nia Jax, and the newly called up Lash Legend. Pretty cool. Alexa Bliss's team would win that. We'll talk about that match a little bit more later. Then there was a singles match, a double surprise. Adrian was super excited that we got the return of Kit Wilson to the ring. I mean, he was fawning out for that thespian. And then right after that, he got a double surprise. And we had the return of Matt Cardona. So we had a return versus return match on SmackDown. Kit versus Matt. And Matt would end up winning that. His first match back to WWE, officially back, and he came out the winner. And good. Kit Wilson should never win another match as long as he's on the WWE roster, in my opinion. Then we had a Women's United States Championship rematch where Julia took on Chelsea Green, and Julia would beat Chelsea Green to once again hold the United States title. Yay! All right. We had another return on SmackDown. This one goes by the name of Randy freaking Orton. And he came out, RKO'd The Miz. Great little segment there. Welcome back, Randy Orton. And this was probably the biggest crowd reaction of the night. It goes to Randy Orton. Well deserved. Then we had a Drew McIntyre, Cody Rhodes promo. Drew McIntyre got dark again, and I like it when he goes dark. Following that, there was a promo that involved Elmo Sammy and a new debut. Another debut to the SmackDown roster. Trick or Treat Williams came out, and he's officially on the roster now. And then there was another tease, a backstage tease in the form of Jordynne Grace, looking like she may be making the SmackDown roster. It's going to be fun. She went face-to-face with Jade Cargill in a promo segment. And then finally, the main event on SmackDown was Aleister Black and Damian Priest in an ambulance match. One of the better matches they've had in their feud, and Damian Priest would win that one by tucking away Damian in the back of an ambulance. Raw had a lot less action this week, only 4 matches in total. We started out and we got new women's tag team champions when Rhea Ripley and Io Sky beat Asuka and Kairi Sane to become the new World Tag Team Champions on Raw women's. Then there was a singles match between the returning Liv Morgan and Lyra Valkyria. Liv Morgan would beat Lyra in her return match on Raw. Then there was a women's Intercontinental Championship match between Becky Lynch and Maxine Dupree. And unfortunately, Becky Lynch would win, sending Maxine home with nothing. Becky Lynch is now your women's Intercontinental Championship champion once again. Save it, fellas. We'll gripe when the time comes. Last thing to mention here is that we had a World Heavyweight Championship match between CM Punk and Braun Breaker, and this one was hyped up for weeks. I mean, we were talking about this match all the way back almost at Thanksgiving, and, I thought this would be a bigger deal than what it was, considering all the hype, but CM Punk walked away, and still your World Heavyweight Champion, CM Punk, he beat Braun Breaker, and that was pretty much it. That's all we got. And that's your recap between the two episodes of SmackDown and Raw that happened last week. Welcome to 2026. As always, I'm joined with my co-host Dominic, Adrian, and the patriarch of the Rhodes family, Jimmy Rhodes. And now that you've had to recap, we're launching this episode. How are you guys doing this evening?
Good. I'm pretty good.
Good. Y'all are always good. And you always tell me you're good, but then when the show starts, you reveal to me that you're not really good because you're mad at things. So I'm gonna try this. I'm gonna try this again.
How I'm doing? If you ask me how I'm doing personally, I'm doing good. You ask me how I'm doing about wrestling, it's.
There you go. That's a more honest answer. Dominic says he's good as a man. He's bad as a fan. So, all right. Is that how the rest of us feel?
Kind of. I'm half and half because, SmackDown's good, but yeah.
Let me ask you this real quick to get us started. How many times since we launched this podcast have we said that we were good because of what took place on SmackDown?
Not very many, but there has been times.
I kind of only want to say one time, and that was like when Sol Ruka debuted on SmackDown.
I think there's been one or two times. I try to remember them, but it definitely hasn't been more than that.
We've had some good White Six moments that we got excited about.
Okay, there is that. I think featuring SmackDown superstars, there's been some moments, but those were on PLEs, and I think looking back to when we had the 6-man tag team match, at whatever PLE that was, it was all SmackDown tag teams, but it didn't happen on SmackDown. It happened on the PLE.
There was a SmackDown ladder match, the triple tag team match.
Oh yeah, okay, that one was good.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Well, let's do the show some justice and talk about somebody that needs to be talked about, because I'm worried about the future of this person, and I don't know if I should be, and I may be actually just bleeding into some things that you may want to talk about when we get to a later segment, but where the hell is LA Knight?
His return's going to be at the Rumble, my dude. That's better booking, in my opinion. Anyways, I didn't want him to return January 5th.
Yeah, but he really hurt. He just like disappeared, guys.
Remember, he got injured by Braun Breaker.
No, remember he got injured. They sent him off TV by having Bronson Reed tsunami him through the car, and he got ruled out indefinitely. Yeah. And so, the better booking for me for this situation is that he returns at Royal Rumble, and when he returns at Royal Rumble is when almost the entirety of the Vision is in the Rumble, and they've been wiping house clean, and then here comes like the 20th something entrance, and it's you get the anticipation and the pop of the returning LA Knight. He goes in there. He gets 2 or 3 of the Vision people right away, and we get LA Knight going ham. That's where I've got LA Knight's the last person I'm worried about. I'm just worried that he won't get what he deserves because of the results on January 5th. That's what I'm worried about.
Well, and we're wanting him. Does everybody want him at WrestleMania?
Absolutely. Dude, I need the match that I have booked for WrestleMania, and I don't care what any old nostalgia moment farthead fan has to say to me about it. LA Knight versus Braun Breaker for the World Heavyweight Championship is the WrestleMania match.
LA versus Braun. So that means Braun's going to have to win it at some point.
Yes.
He's going to win that Rumble.
Okay. You think there's going to be a rematch at Rumble between CM Punk and Braun Breaker?
I hope so, man. If not, if I'll put it this way, bro, and it sucks, but if Breaker does not get his rematch at Rumble, Breaker wins the Rumble. I hate that.
Well, we're going to talk about the Rumble a little bit later, so okay. I'm just saying, not a word out of CM Punk. No updates, no injury updates, nothing. They're keeping it glued, and the wrestling world likes to do what the wrestling world likes to do. They like to spread rumors about talent that's been missing, and I don't want to listen to what they have to say, but man, okay. Our boy LA Knight, as long as he's still good, we're good, right?
It's my
Yeah,
guy.
absolutely.
What do we think, too? I'm going to ask how you feel. What do we think about our new United States champion?
Carmelo?
Here's the topic.
Oh, bro,
never mind,
dude.
never mind.
So, such a good idea.
Bro.
Such a good. Nothing against Ilya. Respectful. But Carmelo's a great idea. Respectful.
I mean, I know that we were on this podcast where on top of the world when Ilya Dragunov was the United States champion.
I am still all about Ilya. I'm still Ilya is that dude. But respectfully, Carmelo was a great idea. Phenomenal. Because now, especially with the way the roster for SmackDown looks right now, bro, Carmelo has a lot for him right now as United States champion. Like right now on SmackDown, the United States Championship is bigger than the Undisputed title.
Okay. Your opinion, you're entitled to it.
I'm not that big of a Carmelo fan. I never have been. He has nothing distinctive about him that sets him above or makes him more interesting than anybody else. He's kind of vanilla. He's got some skills and everything, but
to Jimmy's point, I'll say this: what can Carmelo do that Montez Ford can't do? Let's talk about it.
Not really a whole lot, but if Montez Ford won the United States title, I wouldn't be mad about that either.
But
that's true.
But can he cut a promo? Tell a story.
I don't know if Montez can cut a promo.
Yeah, can he cut a promo or can he tell a story? Because Carmelo Hayes.
Right, because Carmelo Hayes. See, the thing is about Carmelo Hayes that a lot of fans, and it's not even really their fault per se, but a lot of fans tend to forget about Carmelo Hayes during the Color Rush NXT era carried NXT.
He was good on NXT. He was.
And so when he came, and his one of his greatest rivalries on NXT was Trick Williams.
He was in a rivalry with Trick whenever he got called up.
They were a tag team partners. Then they separated, and they did all kinds of stuff. That was his thing. And Johnny Wrestling and him. This isn't their first rodeo going at it. They feuded in NXT too for a little bit. And so what I'm trying to say is Carmelo has a lot more on the table to offer the world as United States champion right now. He has history. And he has the in-ring ability. If you watched the match between him and Ilya, like you actually watched it, even though you knew the results, if you still actually watch it from beginning to end, it was so good that even knowing the results, you still were sitting there thinking, "Holy crap, who's really actually going to win this match?"
It was a good match. It was a really good match. But Carmelo's had a lot more matches than Ilya's had. He gets in there with Ilya. Ilya's delivered. Ilya's had good matches ever since he's come back. All of them have been nail biters. So
yeah,
as good. I see what you're saying, but how much of that credit needs to go to Ilya over Carmelo? I don't know, because even when we look back at
did you watch his match?
His call up.
Did you watch his open challenge against Johnny Wrestling this past Friday?
Who? Carmelo?
Yeah.
No.
Yeah. They fought on SmackDown for the United States champion.
They had an official match on SmackDown?
Yes. About 30 minutes long, too.
It was really good.
I watched the whole episode and didn't see that.
You swear?
I
swear.
Look, bro, I'm not lying to you. This actually happened. If you go back and you watch that whole, if fan base and to my brothers, if you guys want to go back and watch a good match, go watch Johnny Wrestling versus Carmelo Hayes this past SmackDown for United States Championship. That match was an absolute banger.
Okay, now I'm looking it up. I am seeing it, but maybe it got cut on the Netflix side after it aired live, because I watched it and I didn't see this match at all. But now that I'm looking it up, they're saying it was the best match on SmackDown.
Yep.
Yeah, it's really good.
So I'm gonna have to go back and see if I can find this, because
it was such a good match. It was amazing. Me and Adrian were sitting here thinking, is Johnny Wrestling gonna win? Is Carmelo gonna hold it for a week only? Like, holy crap! Like, I mean, it was good, bro. Like, busted up, nail biter. I mean, it was on the level that Ilya was delivering on.
Okay,
What?
that's crazy. I don't know. I don't know what the deal is with Netflix. I don't know how much content they're cutting whenever they put the episode up after live. But I'm telling you
Yeah.
right now, I watched the whole thing and I missed that. So
Yeah.
I gotta go back and watch it.
telling, bro. Yeah, for sure,
So
bro.
so
Definitely.
basically though, what people need to know is Carmelo is continuing the open challenge.
Yes, he promised Ilya, because him and Ilya had a backstage moment where they went face to face, and Ilya asked him, "You're going to keep the open challenge going?" And Carmelo said, "Absolutely." And the second you're ready to get your number called again, you can come answer that open challenge. And then Johnny Wrestling answered it this week, which wasn't surprising because last week, right when Carmelo won it, Johnny Wrestling attacked him from behind backstage when he was celebrating.
Yeah, I
So it
remember
wasn't
that.
really surprising, but it happened, and it was still an amazing match. But
Well,
yeah,
we've been saying for a long time, even though we're kind of burnt out on it, one of the best, the most underrated talents on SmackDown and has been for a long time is Johnny Gargano.
I'm gonna tell you some.
Johnny
I'm gonna tell
Wrestling
you.
could carry the brand if they would let him. He
I'm
absolutely
gonna tell
could.
you. We have some hope. We have a lot of hope because not rumors, but an actual fact. Because I looked it up. Tommaso Ciampa's contract is expiring in February or March, one or the other, and he's admitted to coming out saying that he's not renewing it with them.
Yeah, he shouldn't. He's run. No, I don't think he's a good fit for WWE anymore. Um, but okay. All right, so we're talking a lot about this, which leads us to our next point. One of the things we're going to focus on tonight on this episode is we're going to talk about all of the recent NXT call-ups. And what we're
Yeah.
going to do as a team is we're going to rank them. I'm going to give you a name, you're going to give me a number, and then we're going to talk about it. And we're going to see where our minds take us. But I will tell you, not only was SmackDown one of the best SmackDowns we've ever watched this past week. Granted, I didn't even get to see the best match, so that tells you how good it was, even though I missed one of the best matches. One of the things I'm most excited about is some of these call-ups that are coming to NXT. Now, I've got
Absolutely.
one name on my mind right now that I'm like, the world is your canvas, buddy. But we'll get to that. Let's start with somebody who we've been huge fans of and we've been in the corner of since like a long time. We've been huge fans of this person. Sol Ruka. It's
So
official. She's getting called up. And man, am I excited about Sol Ruka. So we're going to start with Sol. I'm going to ask you guys to go in order. Give me a scale of 1 to 10, what you think this is for how it's going to. We're going to rank this based on how you think it's going to benefit the main roster. I mean, like when this person comes, how quickly does it elevate the show? And then we're going to talk about why. So on a scale of 1 to 10, Adrian, the NXT call up, Sol Ruka, give me a ranking.
What brand is she on?
She's SmackDown, isn't she?
Okay. 9 out of 10. 9 out of 10.
I may need to double check some of that and figure out what show. I
think
don't
she's
know
got-
exactly
I don't
which
think she's
show
got.
they're
I don't
all
think
going to be
she's
on. I
gotten
know
her. I don't
some.
think. I'm sorry, but I don't think she's gotten her like official show yet. Like which one she's gonna be on. She is getting called up. You are not wrong about that. But just like her, and just like Oba, and just like Jordan Grace, they all three have not gotten their like confirmed show that they're gonna be on yet.
Okay. I was thinking that. I was like, I don't know. They didn't say, but I think she's going to be on SmackDown.
She
That's
probably
where
most likely will be.
That's where she wrestled a lot before.
Well,
Yeah,
Um,
that is.
So
Okay.
Sol Ruka, what'd you give her?
Okay, so if she's on SmackDown, which she more than likely is, I'm gonna give her a 9 out of 10 because of the it could really benefit the United States picture,
Absolutely.
the women's United States picture. But also, like if she was on Raw, it'd be a 10 out of 10 because it would absolutely help the freaking Intercontinental Picture Championship thingy. Yeah, because we only have like 3 people, and it's Ivy Nile, Becky Lynch, and Maxine.
Right.
Well, now that Becky has won the Intercontinental Championship back, it opens it up a lot. And, I know we're big fans of Maxine Dupree, but again, we said at the beginning, how many people on the Raw brand can she believably defend against? And we knew that was going to get us into some hot water. But she didn't lose because of the believability. Real talk here, she is getting married. And
Yeah.
she's taking time off for her marriage. So she'll be back, but this was a real life need. She'll be she'll be gone, and who knows? She might be back in time for WrestleMania.
Absolutely.
I think she will be, and I honestly I feel like she might be a surprise at WrestleMania, if not, before that. But that's what happened. But now that Becky Lynch has the title again, it opens it up, and who knows? Soul could come in on Raw and be a contender for the Intercontinental. Becky's doing a great job, and I will give Becky credit here. Becky's doing a great job of maintaining her position as a powerhouse while also putting people over.
Absolutely.
She did. She lost to Maxine 3 times, but never once did that kill her credibility as a superstar.
Right.
So good job WWE with that. But okay,
it's one of the only things you're doing right on Raw.
We've got Adrian's opinion. Dominic, give me a ranking for Sol Ruca being called up.
10 out of 10, no matter where she goes. She elevates everywhere she goes, no matter what she does. That's not even glaze, it's facts.
Yeah.
So,
okay.
She elevates anything, whether it's the world title scene, whether it's United States scene, whether it's Intercontinental scene, it doesn't matter. You put her on any brand doing anything, she's going to elevate it. If you want to call Zarya up with her, have her continue doing tag team stuff, it also works, but it also doesn't, it's not needed. So what I'm basically trying to say is she can do anything.
I think they need to keep Zarya on NXT for a little bit. I think there'd be enough.
Yes.
I think there'd be some cool surprise action if they called Zarya up later to save Sol when she's in a storyline later.
No, I agree. I agree. I'm just saying that no matter what she does, it's 10 out of 10. Like she can literally do anything, and I'm there for it.
She can do anything. She can. Okay, good take, Jimmy. Sol Ruca, give me a rank. Give me a Y.
8 out of 10. Arguably the best finisher in wrestling.
Okay, where's our room for improvement? 8 out of a 10 is the lowest rank so far.
I just don't give 10s. Eight is. I mean,
God, what wrestler has said something like that?
Only one that'll get a 10 from me. Well, you'll say his name and he'll appear.
That's awesome. Okay. I got to give the Sol Ruca call up a 10. And the reason I'm giving it a 10 is because I feel like it could have happened last year and still would have been good.
Yes.
I mean, I don't know, man. I wish she would have been called up with Lyra and with Roxanne because those two have done really well on the main roster since they were called up last year.
Absolutely.
And I think it's a good fit anywhere. I mean, if she goes to Raw, Adrian's right. She makes the Intercontinental scene a lot of fun. She can wrestle with people that are fun for her to wrestle with, like Asuka, Kyrie, even Ivy Nile has a really fun. I mean, I would pay money to watch Sol Ruca and Natalya go at it, get a little technical. So I like that fit. On SmackDown, though, I got to be honest with you, I with the SmackDown roster the way it is, and with the injuries that Jade Cargill is causing, I think it'd be fun to put Sol in a main on the competing for both, either the U.S. or the main title. I mean, dream match in the making. I'd love to see Sol take on Tiffany. I mean,
yes. Oh my
they're
God,
both high flyers. They're both a lot of fun to
bro.
watch. I think that would be very exciting.
Brother, dude. Yes. And not just because
even if you wanted to do a punish angle where she comes in and gets punished by Nia and Lash for a little bit, and then Tiffany comes out to give her some much needed help. I mean, I think Sol fits in anywhere on SmackDown, whereas on Raw, she only fits in really with the Intercontinental. I don't see her beating Rhea Ripley. I don't see her beating Io. I don't see her beating Stephanie Vauquer. Like, you know what I mean? But I think she's a better fit on SmackDown, and I think she's a great fit either way you go. She's going to elevate the brand. I think you're right. Since we're on women, let's talk about another one. Lash Legend is officially on SmackDown, and she's besties already with Nia Floppin' Jax. So let's rank this call up, and we'll do the same order. Adrian, give me your rank and your why. Lash Legend. Here we go, folks.
I'm gonna give her a 8 out of 10 because I'm not big on her and Nia, like in the tag team. It just sucked in my opinion. But I'm gonna give her 8 because there's definitely room for her and Jade to just take off with that title.
So
okay.
I want her to get into the main picture, like with Jade and everything,
I give her a slider up than Adrian does. I give her a 9 out of 10, and that's because I know that her with Nia only sucks because of Nia. Zero to do with Lash all the way. Lash is literally carrying her tag team, and she just now got there because Nia absolutely sucks because she's nothing but a flopper, and Nia should always be considered a flopper and a sucker. And that's for you to figure out what I mean by that. So, anyways, point is, so yeah, Lash gets a 9 out of 10, and because she's doing pretty solid with the tag team thing, even though she's stuck with someone who sucks. And on top of that, like Adrian said, she could be in the main title scene, and it would work. I mean, you saw her have her moment with Rhea Ripley in the War Games, dude. She killed Rhea Ripley, and like Lash Legends believable to kill any woman on the main roster. Doesn't matter who it is, Bianca, Jade, Rhea, Io. It doesn't matter. Lash can be anywhere doing anything, and it works. I have the same take on her as I do almost on Soul. So I give her a 9 out of 10.
Okay, that's a good take. Jimmy?
7. I mean, I think like everybody else, she could be used a lot better. I think they should have brought her in singles competition in an almost unbeatable role, and she could have pulled that off. But I think we may see it later on.
We're
Something
gonna
similar
definitely
to
see it
that,
later on.
like the female Gunther almost.
Yeah, when she leaves from Nia, when she turns on Nia and dips, or whichever route they decide to go, I'm hoping it's her turning on Nia. But whenever they decide to pull that trigger and it finally happens, she will become and booked and packaged as what Jade is supposed to be, but Jade sucks too bad to be it.
There we go, folks. Hard cam, hard take. Okay, I've got a lower score for Lash, and I'm gonna tell you why. I'm giving her a 6.
Okay.
Now I'm gonna explain to you why. Had this happened last year, she'd have got a 9, maybe a 10. 6 because of where she's fitting in and what's available for her. Lash is a super heavyweight. Like, I want to see Lash fight Raquel Rodriguez. You know what I mean? I do want to see her fight Jade Cargill. But here's where we're at. Last year, had she come into the scene, she'd have had Naomi to go with. She'd have had Bianca to go with. She'd have had Nia Jax to go against because Nia was with Tiffany. She'd had Jade to go against. She'd have Michin. She'd have BFAP. She'd have all these people on SmackDown. Not to mention, but the Judgment Day was in a whole nother situation. She would have had Raquel, and she could have feuded with some of the NXT call-ups as well. Now it kind of feels like her storyline for the next 6 months is going to be very predictable. A very toxic association with Nia Jax. And you're right, Dominic. It would be a breath of fresh air if she turns on Nia rather than Nia turn on her. But then again, kind of, Tiffany got her claim to fame because she turned on Nia before Nia could turn on her. And I don't know. It seems very predictable because of her placement. As far as talent goes, I think she's a 10. She could easily be in the role that Jade Cargill's in and be a lot safer than Jade Cargill has been.
100%.
So, unfortunately, because of booking, and WWE could surprise me, but just based on what it looks like, I have to give her a 6. Talent, 10. So, 6, 10 divided by 2, that's an 8. She gets an 8 average. But my initial thought is a 6.
I agree with your take. Your take is very valid and very
That
agreeable.
being said as well, I think there's a better talent that fits all of the criteria. And in every way, shape, and form, as much as I do like Lash Legend, I would rather watch Jordynne Grace. And Jordynne Grace is now being called up. Again, we don't know what show she's going to be on, and maybe it'll be Raw. But just about in every category, I would give Jordynne Grace a higher score. And she's being called up at the same time. And there's rumors of other people. There's rumors, and before we get into any further this, we're not going to address the ones that are rumored. We're only talking about the ones we've gotten so far. There's rumors about Jordynne Grace. There's rumors about JC Jane. There's rumors about Lola Vice. There's rumors about others. We don't know those, so we're not going to cover those. But the last female superstar to get called up that we haven't talked about is Jordynne Grace. And the reason why I got to give Lash Legend a low score is because I think Jordynne Grace just outshines Lash right now in every way. So we'll talk Jordynne Grace and then we'll move on to the males. Adrian, what you think about Jordan Grace being on the main roster?
Oh, okay. Okay. Ever since
You're having a non-Jordan Grace fan have a take on her.
What?
Oh
hold
no.
ever since 2024, Jordan Grace into the Royal Rumble and just murdered everybody.
Hey, that reaction she got on that Royal Rumble, by the way, pause. Her reaction was the best reaction we got in the 2024 Royal Rumble.
Yes.
It was so good, and that was like my first year watching. I knew. Like, it was just like, oh my gosh, bro. She just picked up Nia Jax. Like, she like, I was like, so I've been like ready for her call up ever since, and then it's been long and long, and we're waiting, and now they're finally doing it after a whole like 2 years. But also, like, again, it also depends on which brand she goes to. So, like, Raw, I'll give her a 5 out of 10. And with SmackDown, I'm gonna give her like an 8.
See, I disagree with you. I think it's better for her to go to Raw because of the caliber of superstar she is. If she goes to SmackDown, I think we get watered down. You know what I mean? I respect your take. I'm just opposite.
I think that if she goes, hear me out. I think I'm sorry. I think if she goes to, what I'm trying to say. My answer for her is an 8 out of 10, and a 10 out of 10 if she goes to Raw. If she goes to Raw, the reason why I give her a 10 out of 10 is because, number one, what Raw could use right now, especially with Rhea being put into the tag team division with Io, which is awesome. I don't hate it at all. Just saying, what Raw could use is another set of powerhouse, especially because Raquel just injured Stephanie most likely the way she did. Raquel's going to most likely have the World Heavyweight Champion, and she's going to, probably most likely something's going to happen between her and Liv, blah, 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 blah. Very predictable. No one gives a crap about it. Don't even talk to me about it. But once all that slowpoke, predictable crap is over, Jordan Grace is fire. And plus, Naomi, she is pregnant right now. She said when she comes back, she is coming back for her title that she never lost. Naomi has a ton of history with Jordan Grace. A ton. They feuded for years in TNA. Back and forth TNA knockout champions between the both of them. Naomi and Jordan Grace has a lot of history. So the potential in the future is brighter for Jordan Grace. And Raw's women's division, singles-wise, becomes better if she goes to Raw. So Raw, 10 out of 10.
Cool. Respect it. Jimmy, Jordan Grace.
I haven't seen her wrestle enough to be a expert on what I think about her, but if she brings the intensity she does to the Royal Rumble, she's going to be really good. And I agree with what you're all saying.
We're going to talk about the Royal Rumble a little bit later tonight, and I do want to talk about consistency. I get up. I'm just going to rant just for a second.
Oh, please do it.
It does upset me as a fan, a consistent week over week fan, watcher of WWE, when you have somebody show up, say like interrupt a main event or surprise on a PLE, and they come in and they take on 7 to 8 superstars, clear the ring, beat everybody up, and they look like they're an unstoppable force that can just take on the whole locker room. And then the very next week, they lose one-on-one to somebody that's a nobody. Are you falling asleep during my rant, Dominic? Is that what you're doing?
No, I'm like closing my eyes out of frustration almost, brother. I am so done with nostalgia moment crybaby. I am so tired of nepotism. I am so tired of all the crap. It is so stupid. The next time someone above the age 45 does something good, I'm going to throw my remote through the TV. I am sick and tired of nostalgia upon old head after old head after old head. I mean, we're sitting here. You have fans who spent the entirety of 2025 bitching back and forth about how there's nothing new. There's nothing new. We need new people. We need fresh stars. We need the draft. Where's the draft? Finally, here comes a brand new set of fresh stars and people that were getting pushed to the moon like Breaker and people like LA Knight who deserve something like a mother trucker. But we want CM Punk to win. CM Punk needs to be the face of the company.
I got news for everybody.
I need CM Punk. I need CM Punk versus AJ Styles now. Give me CM Punk versus Roman Reigns for no reason, because that's the match I need. I need nostalgia. No, I am so done with the fan base as a whole. Like,
Hey, I got news for everybody. John Cena did tap like a little bitch. He did. Get over it.
I am done. Like, Gunther's my favorite gimmick in wrestling because he's getting rid of the nostalgia. Get rid of it. Get it out the door. Done.
I used to like the nostalgia, and it's just like done. It's overdue, and especially because we know that this next WrestleMania coming up, not 43, or not 42, but 43 in Riyadh. We know that one's gonna be full of nostalgia because they're bringing up a bunch of old stars. So like, we need this one to just be new, so that then the next one can just be a little.
Well, there is no WrestleMania without the Undertaker, so you can bet on that one as well. He'll be in the ring.
I just can't. I'm done. I can't deal with it, bro. I'm getting obliterated by fans and comment streams on Twitter because I'm sitting here telling them how stupid they sound for begging for CM Punk versus Roman Reigns when LA Knight versus Braun Breaker's a better option. Like, I'm getting obliterated for that. And I'm like, dude, you guys are the most hypocritical people on the planet. Because you guys were begging for LA Knight, begging for Braun Breaker, begging for fresh stuff. And now
what happened to the we want carrying people?
Exactly.
They fell asleep and didn't wake up.
It's wow. I'm done. It's drawn out. And look, I'm gonna give the facts where the facts are due. These new stars and the guys from the NXT Black and Gold era, like Johnny Gargano, Carmelo, and Braun Breaker and Trick and all these guys, when they were on NXT as a whole, if you go back and watch those NXT days, that whole roster can go toe to toe with any era of wrestling.
Yeah.
But now they're on the main roster and they're getting swept underneath the rug because of nostalgia.
Well, now Braun Breaker, there's still plans for him. But in that, I will stand by, and we're going to get back to NXT in just a second. But I will stand by that the most recent storyline with the Vision was meant to put Braun Breaker over, and I'm going to tell you again who it elevated the most, and that's Bronson.
Yes, dude. Oh my God!
I'd rather see Bronson Reed in the ring than anybody right now, and I hated him a year ago.
Look, let's put a pin in this conversation, and when we get to factions, we can go to work on this because I got a whole thing about that.
All right, then let the NXT rankings and whys resume. We're going to move over to the males now, and let's start with the most recent one we got on SmackDown. Dressed in all white, Trick Williams made his SmackDown debut.
Some people call me Trick Willie.
Whoop that trick. Whoop that trick.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
He's on SmackDown now. Let's rank it and talk about it. Adrian, give me a ranking.
This is the best call-up we've had ever since, like, anything ever. It's the best call-up we've ever had ever, and he's the GOAT, and 10 out of 10.
Yes. He is, bro. It's
potential
dude.
with him at the United States picture, with Carmelo Hayes holding the title, that's WrestleMania.
I mean, there's a lot of history there. I will acquiesce to that. There's a lot of history.
My ranking and my take, 10 out of 10, especially because of the brand he's on. Because here's why. Because if he got put on Raw, it's not that it wouldn't have worked, because it would have been fine. It would have worked. But he is what SmackDown needed. So Raw has all the fun, the yeets and the and all the the entertainment, sure. But SmackDown was for a while there getting really just like dull and boring. You put Trick on here, and now you got chance, you got the fun, you got the entertaining, and not only do you have that, but you have someone who can tell a story, someone who can cut promos, someone who is phenomenal on the mic, someone who's funny, someone who can also be serious. And then on top of all that, he's a for sure almost 10 out of 10 when it comes to in-ring ability. So Trick Williams is someone that has the resume and the overness to do anything and everything, and he's exactly what SmackDown needed. And when he said that in his promo, I was like, yes, you are. I got so excited. I was like, yes, you are everything SmackDown needed. You are exactly that. When he said that to Sammy, I was like, you are speaking facts, and no one here disagrees with you. He could be in the undisputed scene. He could be in the United States scene. It doesn't matter. Trick is that dude.
Okay, good take. Jimmy, Trick Williams, ranking why?
Once again, I don't think I've ever seen a Trick Williams match. I don't visit NXT as much as you guys do.
That's something
so
you gotta
I'm
work
not
on.
sure, but I mean
NXT is fire.
That's good though, because I want something I haven't seen before. So
that's good. Yeah, that's true. Facts.
All right, I'm gonna hurt your feelings, both of you.
What?
I bet you are.
Only because we've talked about Trick a lot. I think Trick is a great superstar. I don't want this to come off as me dogging him at all. But I'm looking at the full scope here. I got to give Trick's call up at this point in time and the way he looked when he came out. I'm giving him a 6.5.
Wow.
But and I'll explain why. A few episodes back we talked about Trick, and we talked about what made him so special on NXT, and that was that Trick was responsible for elevating so much of the talent that has been called up to the main roster over the last few years. And we were like, okay, is Trick purposely staying on NXT because he's so good at creating future superstars? And we all agreed that he deserved credit for that. Carmelo, Javon, and others. So he comes out, and I'm looking at him, and I'm watching him, and he gave a great promo. He is a great performer. But I can't help but think that Trick's call-up, and hear me out on this, really think about it before you just react to it. I can't help but think that Trick's call-up is just an Andrade replacement.
What do you mean?
So Andrade was a big name. 2023, 2024, he was top of the food chain. Well respected, big dog, married to Charlotte Flair. I mean, he could have ran it. He was this close from being him in WWE. And he never got there. And then after that, he had trouble getting back to where he was. I feel like Trick's going to come out. He's going to put on tons of great matches. He's going to fit in anywhere they want to put him in. But I feel like he's just going to fall short of being what he can be. And I don't want him to be put into the same mold that he's been in on NXT for the last few years of, I'm just here to put other people over and make them look good. So I'm hesitant to give him a higher score than that because it's really hard to recreate somebody when you've got to recreate all that. And like, who's he going to really, with all the other call-ups to SmackDown, who's he really going to feud with, and where's he really going to fit in for the long term? Again, there's only so many belts. There's only so many opportunities. We've got tons of tag teams on SmackDown. We've got some really good stuff going with the U.S. title. And the main event picture, I mean, you still got people like Jacob Fatu that hasn't gotten it yet. Solo Sikoa. All these people that really, we want belts on them. So if we had to rank our top 5 and who we want to have a belt around their waist, I don't think Trick meets our top 5 with everything that's going on.
No, absolutely not. For world title, no. I don't think he.
Now he would be fun. He would be a fun run-in with the U.S. Open Challenge. But then again, of course, we've got people we're already rooting for, like Johnny and Carmelo and Ilya And you know, Sami
Anaconda?
Zayn's not done with that. Obviously, Sami Zayn's not done. I don't think he's done with it. I think he'll be back in that scene for a little bit. But so we'll see. I mean, I like having an expanded roster. I like not seeing the same thing week over week. But also the risk you run with that is people losing momentum. And I think Trick's the one I'm most worried about. He could. The sky's the limit, but can they keep him? Can they keep his momentum? And we'll find out. I don't want him to be wasted. If you hear what I'm saying.
I don't necessarily disagree with your take. I don't disagree with your analytics there and your POV there. Because
And
I
you know
know
they
I
say,
don't want to.
well, you know, when they interview them, they say that it's up to the superstar to make things happen. But I've never agreed with that because it's up to the booker.
It definitely is. How in the God's green earth is it up to the superstar?
And because you have anomalies, you have like The Rock, where he was in the Nation of Domination, but he acted out and acted a fool, so he got more exposure because he was doing things that. And I mean, you have opportunity for that every now and then, but honestly, that was all done through promos. We're not even getting good promos anymore. We're getting the same recycled promo where, hey, I'm mad at you. Hey, I'm mad at you. Let's fight. We're not getting any cool promos anymore where we do something whack like, you know, throw blood on people or crucify people. I mean, we're not getting those anymore. So there's a lot less room for personality to shine in WWE. And with all the commercial breaks inside of the actual matches, there's not as much room for people to shine in the ring either. Some of the best parts of the match are covered by commercial. So it's a mess. I don't know how they're supposed to break out.
Yeah,
other than good booking.
I think I can hear your concern of Trick getting like almost like swept underneath the rug, but I don't know. I have a tiny bit of faith that he's going to be all right, but I also can see where you're coming from, and because I would definitely hate it too. I would absolutely hate that if that happened to him, if he freaking just fell off into the wind of just like despair and just like, you know, because he's so good, he's so talented, and he can easily take off. But you know, the Booker's got to put effort into it.
All right, we got about 10 more minutes to stay on this topic, and we got several more to cover. So let's talk about Javon Evans. He is on Raw. Adrian, rank and why? Mr. Bouncy.
Javon Evans is a really good in ring, okay? And the only I'm gonna give him a rank of 7 because obviously it's Javon Evans, so he automatically gets 5 points for that being his name. So, and then
I agree.
But the reason I give him a 7 because he's not gonna instantly impact Raw because he's gonna start really slow. And honestly, I think he could have done more in NXT before coming up. I think he should have stayed in NXT longer, got a championship at least, or a single championship. I don't know. I just feel like he should have been on NXT a little longer. So his call-up's a little soon.
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't disagree with your take at all. But the reason why I give him an 8, a 7 out of 10 as well, just like Adrian, is solely off of what Jordan literally just said about Trick Williams. What Jordan is worried about with Trick Williams, we're already seeing with Javon Evans. Javon Evans gets called up to Raw, and guess what, bro? His debut on Raw, or his official contract signing with Raw, happens during a freaking commercial break. The people who are watching on TV didn't even get to see it. We just randomly saw it one day we just randomly saw it an hour later on our phone, thinking, "Holy crap! When did that happen during Raw? Oh, it happened while you're on." While I'm over here watching Jey Uso dance to the cricket theme song, and you're calling Javon Evans up to Raw.
True. You're on fire tonight, Dominic. You had a little pent-up podcast rage over the last month. Getting it all out tonight, bro. That's a good take.
Right. So that's why I give him a 7 out of 10. It's not even his fault. They're already showing what they really believe of him. Obviously, commercial break guy, fight Bravo Americano guy. You know, I'm not here for it, bro. I'm just not. He's good. He's so good. And if you didn't really have anything really, truly, actually booked or planned for him, quit being lazy and just kept him on NXT for a little while longer. Move him up when you're ready to actually have something planned for him.
Yeah. Okay. Jimmy?
Oh, can my phone stop?
Think he is Kofi Kingston 2.0. I'd like to see him get in the ring with Kofi Kingston and them mirror one another.
Oh, look, are you talking
They're
about?
so
But hold up,
similar,
though.
and they
Hey,
look
hey,
alike.
hey, but hold up, though. Are you talking about Jamaican Kofi? Because if you are, then yes, I agree, bro. Jamaican Kofi and Javon, dude, yes, there's so much similarities there.
That's still one of the wackest things ever. I remember when that happened, when you've had Jamaican Kofi, and then all of a sudden in a conversation with Triple H in the middle of the ring, he breaks character on accident. Triple H calls him out on it, and then from then that point on, they totally never went back to it. It just,
Oh my god,
it was a total accident, and they were like, oh, that's out the window. From now on, Kofi's American.
Triple H goes, didn't you say you're Jamaican?
No. So Kofi, they're doing the Raw versus SmackDown. It's a Raw versus SmackDown team meeting in the middle of the ring, and Kofi starts talking to Triple H about how they got to get on the same page, and Triple H is supposed to deliver his line, and then he stops and he goes, "Wait, didn't you used to have a Jamaican accent?" And it's like the whole crowd, nobody in the crowd realized it. Nobody. It was an afterthought. And Triple H calls him out on it, and suddenly it's a big deal that everybody continues. It will never be forgotten. And so you've got years of Jamaican Kofi. You've got a Triple H call out on live TV, and then from that point on, nope. It's like Kofi was never Jamaican. We're never talking about it again. Let's sweep that one under the rug. Great. It was awesome.
That one, dog.
And that was not scripted. That was not supposed to happen.
I'm gonna give him a 6, and I don't think he's gonna be a big impact for a while.
Yeah,
okay.
It'll be a little while. But the good news about it, but the good news about him, the good news or the positive side, whatever way you want to put that, of him not being a big impact right away is the fact that homie's only 22. Like
exactly, he should have stayed on NXT.
Like dude's only 22 years old. He literally has like 20 years still in the game, unless something crazy accidental injury happens to him.
Yeah, and they better take his mama's Facebook away because she's already causing drama for him. But I will say, I'm the same with y'all.
I like watching him.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I love him and
Gunther's
match. Him and Gunther's match at the Garden was one of my favorite matches to watch that whole night when I was there.
Didn't he fight John Cena?
Nah, he fought Gunther in the John Cena retirement.
It was Sami Zayn. He fought Sami in the U.S.
Yeah, he fought Sami Zayn for United States title. That match was awesome. Yeah.
I think it was John Cena because he fought at John Cena's retirement match. Like he fought.
It was a tournament. The tournament.
So I will say, as far as talent goes, I think he's one of the better call-ups. But I'm with y'all. When he got all this exposure during John Cena's retirement, he got all this exposure, U.S. Open Challenge. You take somebody who's now a name on WWE main programming, and you leave them in NXT for a year, and that elevates the NXT brand. And one thing that I will tell you is a fact. It is an absolute fact right now. Is the wrestling world as a whole, all brands, AEW, WWE, TNA, all of them, they need NXT.
Yeah.
Because right now, NXT is giving exposure to the new blood of wrestling. And when the new blood of wrestling goes anywhere, it elevates those shows. Because they've made a name for themselves on NXT. Shawn Michaels and NXT, that needs to be studied because it's one of the best things to happen to the sport of professional wrestling anyway.
100%.
So I agree. I think Javon should have stayed another year, maybe 2, on NXT, especially after getting all of the exposure he got recently from the main brand. Keep him on NXT. He's a name now. People are going to tune in to NXT to watch Javon. And that's exciting for the brand. So I'm with y'all. I think he should have stayed another year, but who knows? We're wishing him the best because we do like him. Number-wise, I'd say 6, 7. But talent-wise, I mean, I can't. I mean, he's obviously awesome in the ring, but 6. I see what you did there. Okay. Two more call-ups, and we're done. Say his name, and he finally appears. Finally appears. We've wanted Joe Hendry on the main roster since the very almost a year ago at this point, since he appeared in WrestleMania and got squashed by Randy Orton. Joe Hendry is now officially on the main roster, and thank God, we are so huge fans. All of us are huge fans of Joe Hendry. I honestly think he could be a modern-day Rock, because Rock used to get out there and sing. He cracks jokes. He's funny, but he also can hold his own in the ring. What brand? Do we have a brand for Joe yet?
No, not really. We have not seen any official contract signing yet.
Okay, so I know we're all going to give him a 10. We can skip the rankings. And if you don't know why we're all giving Joe a 10, you're reprobates and need to go back and watch every episode since he's come out. What I want to hear from us is if we would prefer. Oh, Jimmy said he doesn't give 10s. Okay, Jimmy, you're not going to give a 10.
No, wait. I want to do this special. In the words of Billy Bob, it's a 10. A 10.
I give it a 10. A 10. Yeah, you're right. Okay, so we all give him a 10. Cool.
I'm gonna give him that 10. Yeah.
But we haven't been given a brand yet, so I want to hear from you guys on this one before we get to the last call up. Which brand and why? And be smart about this. Don't give me just, I think this because maybe this. I want to know where does he benefit the most? SmackDown, Raw, and why?
SmackDown mid card. That's fine.
Oh, I don't know. Joe Hendry's character is so, like, what's the word I'm looking for? Versatile. Like, it could just be anything. Like, he can be funny. He can also tell a really good story. He can do it. He does it all. He's done it all. We've seen him do it all. So I don't really know which brand I really would love to see him on. I believe both brands benefit from him showing up.
You believe?
Because he's everything.
Adrian's funny. Okay. I want to say that I feel like you too, but I'll give mine in a minute. Jimmy, we know you love Joe Hendry. Which brand do you want to see him on?
SmackDown.
SmackDown it is. SmackDown.
I want to see him fight Cody right away.
Oh, yeah. The two bleached blondies going at it.
Let's join Imperium.
Okay. I'll explain to you where my head's at, and then I'll give you a definite answer. If he goes to SmackDown, I want to see him fight Drew McIntyre. The Battle of the Celts. That would be so fun. If he goes to Raw, God, could you imagine? Could you imagine Joe Hendry and Jey Uso? Could you imagine Joe Hendry and LA Knight?
Right.
I mean, there's a lot of charisma on Raw. There's a lot of good talkers on Raw. Joe Hendry fits right in there. I mean, we could have a Raw podcast just with all the people that talk on Raw.
Joe Hendry against Uncle Howdy.
It depends. It depends on what they're doing.
That would be interesting, I guess. Okay. Now, I don't know. I want to see. I will tell you this. I want to see Joe Hendry as a world champion. I don't care what brand it's on. I want him to have the belt. And you're right. He can do anything. He can go out there and he can be funny, and he can go out there and he can whoop ass. I don't care really as long as he's on every week doing something.
You just see him coming out there wearing an Uncle Howdy mask, playing the guitar in an Uncle Howdy mask. That'd be so cool.
Okay, I see where you're going. It would be fun.
Okay, but truthfully, I'm right there. I'm right there with you, Jordan. I don't care which one it is, as long as he's every single week doing something that is meaningful and cool. That's it.
Okay, but hold up. I want to say something to Dad, Joe, and Uncle Howdy. Imagine the Uncle Howdy and like the White Sticks are doing that serious segment backstage, and they're like, "Joe, you will say his name in."
Imagine if he's kind of like a great character with them, and he has this long period of time where he tries to get Eric Rowan to laugh.
Oh my
Oh,
god.
Oh
that'd
my
be
God.
cool.
Dude, they've
You know,
done
that would be so
before.
funny.
They've done that before, where they tried to get someone. I think it was they tried to get the Great Khali to laugh one time or something like that. I can't
Well,
remember.
they
It
also
was,
tried to get Undertaker to laugh his entire career, and they never got him.
yes,
Kurt
that's the one
Angle.
I'm thinking about.
Kurt
Yes.
Angle got the closest to making him laugh one time in a backstage promo, and it was when
Yes.
Kurt came out and he was wearing hair or something. He had something on his
Yes.
head, and
Yes.
and Undertaker didn't expect it, and he turned around and looked at him, and he had dip in his mouth, and he goes. I remember that. I watched that promo live, and I still go back and watch the video sometimes. It's so funny. But yeah, having Joe Hendry on either shows I think is great. I think it's a great call up. We're all going to give him a 10. But we got one more to talk about. And guys,
Oh my God.
I can't. I'm so excited about this guy after what we saw at Saturday night's main event. Oba Femi.
Yeah.
Is on the main roster, and never in my life would I say that anybody. Well, I've got two at the top, and they're tied at the top for me. You got Joe Hendry as one of my all-time favorites right now, and right next to him is Gunther. I mean, those two, I will never say anybody is better than those two. But I'm not gonna lie when I say that coming up and making me super, super excited, almost as excited as I get about those two guys, is Oba Femi. I have never in my life seen a match as good, period. And I don't care if it gets talked about. I don't care if it doesn't get talked about. But Oba Femi against Cody Rhodes at Saturday night's main event was the best match I have seen in years, guys. Oba Femi was a machine. And anytime there was a lull in the match, or even Oba Femi, I know Oba Femi was this close to botching about 3 times, and in the middle of those botches, he turned them into moments. I mean, I'm gonna after we're done with this podcast, I'm gonna go back and watch the match again. Oba Femi from entrance to finish. I don't care that he lost. Amazing.
Yeah.
Absolutely amazing. I mean, he had the execution of Bret Hart. He had the power of Kevin Nash. I mean, it was awesome.
Yeah.
And so now what we have to make sure we don't get is a Bobby Lashley.
Yeah.
But Oba Femi could be the next John Cena when it comes to carrying the brand if they let him. He was amazing.
Yeah,
and so
he needs to come. He needs to come right in and have a feud with Randy Orton right now.
Yeah.
Okay.
He needs to
I like that.
He needs to come in, and I mean, shoot, bro. Hey, look, I'm gonna be honest. I told Adrian this yesterday. I think it was yesterday. Anyways, with how big Oba has became and who he is, and the positioning that they keep positioning him in all this time, dude. I'm not saying it's guaranteed, but I wouldn't be surprised if Oba, not shockingly, but is just like a last minute decision to win the Rumble or Chamber this year.
I would love it. And again, I'm telling you, and I'll watch things, and I know I'm at home and I'm watching on TV, but there's still an atmosphere of presence that some people give. And the last time, before Oba Femi, the last time someone impressed me this much was Tiffany when she came out for a championship match, not the one she lost, but the one before that. When Tiffy came out, I mean, it was like, this is a real champion here. She has really grown, and she is amazing. Oba Femi comes out for his first main roster PLE match, and it's against Cody Rhodes. And you would have thought that Cody Rhodes was challenging Oba by the way he handled himself in the ring. And his entrance, he wasn't scared at all. He had presence. All of his times on the mic, he was undaunted. I mean, it was good. And I want to stop myself because I can talk about it all night.
Oba Femi has the aura. He has the charisma. He has the heavyweight ability. He has the psychological in-ring ability. He has all the check marks, all of it. And on top of that, everyone is behind him. Everyone.
He earned it.
Like
That one match, he earned it.
By SummerSlam,
I mean,
he ought to be feuding with Roman Reigns. Him and
Yeah.
Roman Reigns at SummerSlam.
right.
By
He
then.
ought to be doing. There's just so many things for Oba that just lights up the world. And I mean, dude, if Drew wins tomorrow night in that 3 stages of Hell match, and then Drew's the one
Ain't
that
happening.
cost him that, and then Drew cost him that match at Saturday's main event like he did. Like Drew didn't purposely do it, but Drew was just coming in there, and then you had the moment between Oba and Drew McIntyre staring each other down because Oba was mad at Drew for getting in his way of actually beating
Yep.
Cody.
Yep.
Dude, you could totally use that. And Oba versus Drew, immaculate.
That's probably going to happen tomorrow. He's going to cost Drew tomorrow.
I'm telling you, Joe Hendry's a 10 of 10 for me. I'm so glad he's on the roster, but I'm not lying to you when I say I am more excited about Oba Femi than I even am about Joe Hendry.
My two favorite.
We're all freaking
Right
all
there like this.
Honestly, bro, I'm like Adrian. I have been so ready for all of these names that besides Javon's the only one that could have stayed back. I'm not mad about him, but he's the only one that could have stayed back. But besides him, all of these names, female, male, it doesn't matter. I have been ready for this. I have been ready for this fresh new set of talent to come in and show this freaking fan base that they are the next big thing.
Yeah.
That this company no longer needs the Cenas, the Ortons, the Romans. We don't need that anymore. They're good. They've done their thing and they're awesome. I'm not saying they all need to leave and retire right now. I'm just saying that we have plenty of talent. That the future is bright.
I want to say one thing about Oba Femi before we move on to the next topic, and we're doing good on time. Brock Lesnar puts no one over.
No one.
He didn't even lose to John Cena.
Absolutely.
But if the one person in his entire career that he were to put over was Oba Femi, I would literally kiss Brock Lesnar's feet if he were to do that for this guy, because Oba, I'm telling you, Oba could be the next big mega star of WWE. Yeah. And
Absolutely.
If him and Brock Lesnar were to go at it and Oba Femi was to be that damn good against Brock Lesnar, okay, we're cooking with fire now. And that's kind of what I'm hoping for. I'm hoping before Brock's done, we get a Oba Brock, and it's a good one. That's what I'm secretly hoping for.
Absolutely.
Now, Randy Orton would be a great one to go at, but I also think Dominic's right. I think there's going to be some heat with Drew first. But I would love to see Oba do to Randy what he did to Cody too. You know what I mean? Now, what I don't want to happen is I don't want Oba and Gunther to feud. I don't want that.
See, me and Adrian do.
Keep them way apart for now. Way over here. Let's start building that ultimate tension for a dream match later on. But
absolutely. That definitely could be a dream match related down the road. Absolutely.
Well, folks, there you go. We've talked about the NXT call-ups, which is one of the most exciting things that's happened over the holidays. It's a really great group, and there's probably going to be more that are going to be called up too. We're anticipating people like Lola Vice, JC Jane, and maybe even Lexis King, people like that. There's potential for more, and we're excited. We're going to keep our eye on it. One of the things we want to talk about, though, too, is there's been a lot of changes within and without factions within the WWE, and there's a lot that are still considered factions that we probably have even forgotten about because they haven't been on screen or nothing's really happened. So we're going to do our best to kind of reintroduce these factions, talk about them a little bit, see what's going on with them, and then, rank them, but not like we did the NXT call-ups, kind of see how we feel about the current state of these factions. And we're going to get to the big ones a little bit later. But a faction that you guys probably forgot about that's still an active faction in WWE is the LWO. What's going on with the LWO? Somebody fill me in, because I don't know.
I don't know either, bro. No hat guy and hat guy have disappeared. I ain't seen them in a couple of months. Hell, even longer than that.
No hat guy, hat guy.
Yeah, they were really doing good, and then nope.
And then you
And then
randomly
Chest
just
Scar
had Dragon
guy.
Lee and then you just randomly had Dragon Lee and AJ Styles together with Tag Team Gold. I mean, I wasn't mad about it; they were doing good, but we just did that because that's how the booking team works now. We just do things,
And then are we getting a Rey Mysterio and Dominic Mysterio match, or are we not getting a Rey Mysterio and Dominic Mysterio match? Like,
I'm telling you, bro,
What's
whoever is in
happening?
charge of booking Raw right now went home one night and smoked too much weed or something, and they just forgot what they were doing. Like I like it's just baffling. It's insane. Like I have no idea what we're even watching anymore on Raw. Like holy crap!
I'm pretty sure Trump.
It's no, I'm done.
I'm pretty sure Trump deported the LWO. I think.
And we're canceled.
Oh, we're done. We are off air. Okay. Well, as far as the LWO goes, we have no idea. They're still a faction, but we don't know what's happening. Okay. Let's go on to one that's probably sitting in the same bucket right now. And I know we probably might mention some of these things a little bit later, but there still exists a faction on Raw called American Made. Other than the guys sitting in a ice boat for Stranger Things, we haven't seen the Creed brothers in 2 months. And Ivy Nile hasn't been on the same frame as the Creed brothers in longer, but we still have an active faction. We have American Made. What the heck? What are we doing with the Creed brothers?
My assumption is they're just holding them hostage until Chad Gable returns.
Yeah, but okay. Is Chad Gable going to return as American Made or American Grande?
Bro, dude, hear me out, man. You know what I can't wait to happen is, like, I know we're talking about American Made, but bro, if Chad Gable was to return, like, let's say El Grande has a match on Raw, or like El Grande comes out in the Royal Rumble, and he comes out, and him and all the other guys come out and they're in the Royal Rumble. And then the next entrance that comes out is another El Grande theme song, but all three of the El Grandes are in the ring, so they're confused what the heck is even going on. Here comes another El Grande that looks just like El Grande Americano. So anyways, like I was trying to say, I'm sorry. And then he comes down as El Grande, and you get them both just like staring at each other and like pointing at each other, like a Sin Cara versus Sin Cara moment, bro. And then you get mask versus mask. It just that'd be fun. But
well,
as
they
far
already
as
did that with
goes,
the current American, not American, El Grandes. When they had three of them together, they all pointed at each other on the ring ramp, and that was the last we've seen of them. We haven't seen them since then. Since we got all three of them together in the ring, that was the last time we saw them, and that was in October.
Didn't they fight? No, they fought Javon Evans.
Yeah.
When?
This week.
Bravo. It was not this week. It was like a week or two ago. But Bravo Americano did fight Javon Evans. It was Javon Evans.
Was it a pre-recorded one?
Was it yeah, it was. I think it was a pre-recorded night. I think so.
I didn't watch the pre-recorded because Facebook ruined that for me. So okay.
Not this Raw, but the last Raw, Javon Evans and all three of them had an encounter backstage.
Yeah, the Raw before the last Raw of 2025, Javon Evans did have an encounter with all three of the El Grandes. But the week prior to that, during the pre-recorded episodes, Javon fought Bravo. That did happen.
Well, we don't know where that's going. Technically, DIY is a faction since they added Candice LeRae, but we've already talked about them. Tommaso Ciampa is not renewing with WWE, so Gargano is probably going to go on a singles push. We can skip that one. What about the Secret Harvest, the Green Regime? Are they going to be a faction ever again?
Who knows, man?
I think that's over.
I really hate the position they have put our girl in, bro. Chelsea is so good, and they have I mean, it's not like she's just getting completely trashed, but she's definitely not getting put in a position that she deserves to be put in right now.
Yeah, that's unfortunate.
Without Piper Niven, it's just not the same.
And
I guess they're not
Piper
going to
Niven-
replace her, though. You know, Chelsea was going on that thing for a while where she was looking for somebody to replace Piper, and that never happened. I thought it would be Lash, but it's not.
I really thought they were going to do something kind of cool and whoever they got was going to be someone kind of big, like a Lash, like you're saying, and that would have elevated Chelsea by bringing her in because it'd have been like, damn, Chelsea's that good that she can go get someone like that, you know? And I thought that was kind of cool, and so I was excited about it. And now we're kind of just like, oh, Chelsea is the mixed tag team champion of AAA.
Yeah, I also thought too it could have been Jordan Grace, and there's still opportunity for that, I guess. But Jordan Grace teaming up with Chelsea Green would be actually pretty legit.
Imagine the
I mean,
official
it'd be
breakup.
cool.
Imagine the official breakup between Sol Ruka and Zarya was Zarya joining Chelsea Green's Secret Harvest. Dude, that'd be amazing.
Swerve! That'd be pretty cool. All right, and then, of course, you know, we've got Alpha Academy.
Hey, man, Alpha Academy, man, leave them alone.
I
man.
love Alpha
love
Academy,
them.
but I want to see more of them. Otis has been done wrong for too long. Let that man compete.
Is that what should been
Okay.
done?
Okay, but to be honest with you, okay, I'll be honest. Alpha Academy is good. In my eyes, they are in the position that they should be in, but they do deserve a little bit more because they are funny and they are a bunch of goofballs and they give so much entertainment and all that stuff like that. But the abilities between Otis and Tozawa is fun, and Otis has been getting done dirty for far too long. And Otis definitely deserves a cool moment, like a cool, just like, I'm not even sitting here saying world champion or anything, but Otis deserves some competition and like to be out there and being an actual wrestler for once.
I mean, I would rather watch Otis fight the New Day than who we're getting. Just saying. I think he could. I think he's good. All right, let's get into some major factions now. We've talked about the ones that are kind of by the wayside. Hot topic right now: Judgment Day. Judgment Day. Judgment Day. I think we need to note that Dominic Mysterio is still a double champion, right? Yes.
Yes.
Still has 2 belts.
Yes.
And him and JD McDonough are both really injured. They're out on injury. So right now, actively in the Judgment Day, you've got Finn, and then you've got 3 girls, Liv, Raquel, and Roxanne. So I want to say this. I was really disappointed when Finn Balor posted his Facebook post for the Stranger Things episode, where on the upside up, he was Finn Balor, and on the upside down, he was the demon. The entire wrestling world is hoping that Demon Finn will return, and we're just not getting it. It's not happening, and we all want it to. But Finn did give a promo 2 weeks ago where he said, you know, JD's out, Dominic's out, and it's time for him to do what he's always done and carry his team on his back. And God, I am hoping with everything in me that we get the return of Demon Finn. And if we got Demon Finn and somehow they worked in him and Liv getting close and Liv turned into Demon Liv alongside Finn, that would be so legit. It would be eye candy, ear candy, everything candy for me. But right now, where do we see the Judgment Day going? That's what I want for them. What do y'all think about the Judgment Day right now?
Can I bounce
I
off
think
the thing real quick and just tell you something? Recently, actually, I was thinking the same because I've been wanting Demon Finn too. It's just amazing gimmick. But recently, he came out and said after like all the disappointment about his post and him not doing it, he came out and said and like explained why he would never do the Demon Finn Balor again.
I hate it. What did he say? Tell me it.
I can't remember what he said. It was like a giant like thingy that he posted. But it was
All
like
I'm saying, well, I will. My whole thing about Judgment Day is that they have gone too long of like every time we're getting ready to start kicking this group into high gear on storytelling, on either breaking up or not breaking up or doing this or doing that. Every time we get ready to do something with them, someone gets injured. It's like the universe wants Judgment Day to just stay on this plateau, and it sucks. So, for me, Judgment Day as a whole doesn't suck. What's happening to them sucks. And so, now as far as Liv and Raquel and Roxanne, I'm sorry, hop on my head. I don't care, but lazy booking at its finest, dog. Raquel and Liv are going to turn on each other. Roxanne's going to be stuck in the middle of the crossfire. Blah, blah, blah. Something that I've seen 1,000 times, dog.
I think Roxanne will choose Raquel, though.
Roxanne probably will.
Hey, they're a great tag team.
I know. I'm not. Look, Liv and Raquel splitting up, cool, whatever, man. But it's so predictable, and they're dragging it out for so long. That's what I hate. I don't hate stuff being drug out. I hate when something's predictable and it's drug out. Like, dude, we already figured you out. Like, you already figured you out. You don't have to do it. You just don't. You can just do it already. It's fine.
Okay.
they don't need
Raquel,
That's what you need.
They're nowhere near needing to do that already until one of them is holding the world title.
I know.
Well, that could be soon. I
yeah,
know.
if Raquel wins the world title, Liv ain't gonna let that stand.
Liv will not let that stand. Liv is going. They have pretty much already established that.
So okay, hold on. Storytelling. Let's talk serious. Raquel and Liv are the last two in the ring at the Women's Royal Rumble.
I think Raquel takes the world championship off of Stephanie Vaquera before the Royal Rumble.
I don't think they're gonna let that happen because Stephanie is now injured.
The beatdown she just did to Stephanie?
I know, but Stephanie's not gonna be able to defend for weeks. She's hurt.
Oh, they'll strip her.
That'd be fun. And then just put Liv and Raquel in a match against each other.
Have a tournament.
I'm just saying that I can't, like, I don't know. I feel like, okay, but if you're asking me if those are the last two standing, who should go over the top rope, Raquel should go over the top rope and Liv should win. Period.
No.
Yes.
Raquel is probably the most improved superstar of 2025.
And Liv has been amazing, has done the greatest character work ever, and has been runner-up for Royal Rumble 3 years in a row.
I know, and now all she needs is a great underdog story to get right back in it.
I mean, I don't know, man.
Or they have a tournament and all three of them are in
My
it.
pick is Liv. My pick is Liv.
Oh, yeah. Rumble, I mean, that'd be fun, too, I guess. Put them all three against each other. All right, but the Judgment Day as a whole, I mean, are we ready for we're ready for the Judgment Day to break up, basically.
Yeah.
I'm ready for them. Yeah, I'm ready for them to take the next step and whatever the heck it is they got planned. Just come on. Like, when Dom comes back and when JD comes back, just do it. Like, do it that night.
No, we thought they were going to do it when Liv came back, and they didn't. It was the biggest letdown ever.
Okay, but in all honesty, though, man, dude, that match between Dom and Cena was woo. See, that's
both of their matches were good, by the way. Both of them,
all of them. But Survivor Series Dom versus Cena is one of my top 5 candidates for match of the year for 2025. That match is so fun.
All right, let's talk about one that's probably going to get a lot of clap from Dominic. We also have a faction on SmackDown called the MFTs.
Oh, wait. Okay, that's not what I thought your faction you're bringing up. You're saving the one I really want to talk about for last. I understand. Anyways, okay. What? You said MFTs? I mean, they're not bad.
What?
I like them.
That's my question. What?
I mean, Solo is doing all the talking, and homies are just back there ready to chomp at the bit when Solo tells them to chomp at the bit. That's it. I mean, that's...
Okay, but let's talk about the MFTs. They come out and they do this really cool thing with face paint, face off against the Wyatt Six. It was the talk of the town for a week, and then now nothing. The face paint didn't help them at all. They've been losing.
Well, we have a 4-on-4 tag team match next week on SmackDown. Actually, tomorrow. We have a 4-on-4 between all the men of the Wyatts and then 4 of the men from MFT. So, I mean, I don't know. Solo alone is making that feud worth watching every single week. Solo is on fire. When he's sitting there whistling, he's got the whole world in his hand and doing all the Bray Wyatt callback things that he keeps saying to them. It is absolute amazing. Like Solo
if we had
is
done
so
this
talented.
podcast 2 weeks ago and we had a Hill of the Week, I was going to give it to Solo. Solo's good. He's cooking.
Solo is absolutely cooking. And so for me with the MFTs, I mean, we got Solo who's cooking. We got JC and Tala and Tongaloa who are just like his bounty hunters. He tells them to jump. They say how high. Right now you got Tama. This is where to me the faction is. I'll save the hot take for later, I guess, but is more interesting than almost every faction in wrestling. Is you got Solo who's doing as good as he is. You got these 3 guys who will do everything Solo says that he'll to do. And then you got Tama Tonga, who's not necessarily going against Solo on anything, but he's just being so quiet. He's not really running at the bit, but he hasn't even. No, he's not even doing that anymore. He's just there, and he keeps staring down every single United States title match. Every time the United States title match, he's right there.
I think if the MFTs go after gold, go after gold, it's a shoe-in that Tama's going to win the U.S. Championship.
But here's the thing. But this is where me and Adrian were talking about this last Friday. This is where it got interesting to me. Was then he had this random encounter with Shinsuke, and he has a lot of history with Shinsuke. And Shinsuke talked to him in Japanese, and then Tama Tonga responded to him in Japanese. And then Solo walks up and says, "What's all that about?" And Thomas says, "Nothing. I'm good."
So what do you think?
I right now I don't know, but that's why it's interesting.
Do I need to go back and Google translate it and see what they said?
I mean, I thought about it a couple times. I'm not gonna lie. But
listen, while we're at it, I like Tama. I think whenever we had the Bloodline 2.0 thing where Solo put together his faction after Roman Reigns and all that, I think the standout in that faction was Tama. I liked everything Tama did then, and I wish we were getting more out of Tama. But you know the person who could disappear from wrestling history and no one would care? Tonga Loa. What a waste of space.
Tonga Loa? See, I feel like JC Mateo is the one that could disappear.
If JC Mateo lost a little bit of weight, we'd probably have a Bronson Reed story there.
I mean, maybe. I don't know. They got to do a little bit more with my guy to make me believe that he's anything. But you know what though? Hey, he's all right. He's not necessarily doing anything bad. He's just kind of just there, you know.
All right, so let me just wrap this one up with the MTs. Are we excited about the direction they're going?
Yeah, it's interesting. Yeah. It keeps me interested.
Okay. All right, we're about to get some hot water with these factions. Wyatt 6 is a faction on SmackDown.
Eric Rowan, my dog.
Listen, I will stand by this. I think the Wyatt 6, I think they could be booked a little better since moving shows. But I think they are one of the
who say that.
I think they are one of the best factions that WWE has put out of all time. I think booking could be so much better, but even with bad booking, they are one of my favorite factions in the history of WWE. I love them.
My take on the Wyatts is pretty much exactly what you just said. They have the most potential, like in the world. They have the highest potential of any faction, like you said, of all time. Like they are just endless, but the booking has just been subpar at best. It's like the best thing the Wyatts had ever going for them was back when they were on Raw and they were doing the gimmick that they were doing on Raw. That was so good. So fire. When they were kidnapping people and beating up people for turning on their families and getting people to acknowledge their wrongdoings and stuff like that. That was peak.
Yeah.
That's the greatest gimmick of faction history. Like you don't get it better than that, man. I was telling you just the other day, I swear to God that there is gimmicks that are too creative for the creative team in WWE.
I know exactly what you mean.
Like Karrion Kross. Dude, are you kidding? Kross and the Wyatts are the best gimmicks in like wrestling all time, and they have been completely demolished. And it sucks.
Yeah.
Because their potential is so high.
Yeah, and Karrion did it with the worst booking. He still got some of the best following and best merch sales.
Oh my God.
I think maybe this will be a new year for the Wyatts. I think maybe we'll get something out of it. But I mean, I'm with you. I think Wyatt should just take over SmackDown. They should just take it over. Be unstoppable. And just be that looming presence in the background all the time. And you can make so many underdog stories. Damian trying to fight against it for a few weeks, but he can't. Alistair trying to fight against it for a few weeks, only to find out he can't. Everybody doing it. And then eventually you have to have the whole brand take on the Wyatt Six to put it into them. I think it could be awesome. And I wish they would do that. Even though they have been subject to poor booking, I stand by what I said, one of the greatest factions of all time in WWE history.
I agree. I'm on your side with your take.
Any other comments 100%. On that before we get to the last one?
Oh, I'm ready for this last one. Bring it on.
This last one, if you didn't know.
All right. As of last week, the Vision has removed Brock Lesnar as a member, and they have replaced Brock Lesnar with Austin Theory. Right now, according to WWE Intel, the Vision consists of 5 members. Austin Theory, Braun Breaker, Bronson Reed, Logan Paul, and Paul Heyman.
Well, they just
I really don't know how to begin this discussion, so I'm going to let y'all do it, and I'll just weigh in as we go. But let's talk about the Vision.
Adrian, you going first, bro?
Yes, I am. Okay. But, the Vision, for me, the Vision, I don't know. It's just there to me. It just has good stars, and they don't need the faction. They don't need it. Nobody in that thing needs a faction or anything like that. Braun Breaker could be a single star. Bronson Reed could be a single star. Theory could be a single star. Logan could be a single star. They just don't need it. And it almost feels like they just need a bloodline. Like the WWE needs a bloodline, or they think they need a bloodline, so they just need a big faction to be the big bad instead of just having a big bad.
So okay, let's stop right there. Let's talk about what Adrian said. And it's weird that I agree with you in the way that I feel, but the thing about feelings is if you can't discern them, they're not real. They're just feelings. I think if we look back 6 months ago before Seth Rollins formed the Vision, and I'm going to ask you this one at a time, and you tell me yes or no. 6 months ago before Seth Rollins did this thing with the Vision, did we feel like Braun Breaker teaming up with Paul Heyman would be good for Braun Breaker?
Yes.
Yes.
Did we feel like if Logan Paul became a Paul Heyman guy, that would be pretty cool?
Yes.
Yes.
Well, I know what we feel about Austin Theory. We wanted Austin Theory to be the 3rd member a long time ago. Y'all were saying that before I even thought about it. Austin Theory and Paul Heyman. Awesome. I think the wild card here is Bronson Reed. Bronson Reed, again, we didn't really think anything about Bronson Reed except, he's maybe a jobber, maybe a little bit better than a jobber. But now as this has gone forward, Bronson Reed is a highlight of the faction. But So individually, we look at these guys and we think, okay, we put them with Paul Heyman. Is that good for them? Absolutely. We say yes. But now we look at the vision as a whole, and everything that Adrian said is right. Like, why do we have the vision at this point?
Right. Seriously.
What's the point? What is the vision?
What is the absolute point? What is the point? What even is the vision? You're calling yourself the vision, but what's the vision? What is the? Did you see something that I don't see? Can you enlighten me on what I don't see? Can you give me a reason to give a shit to listen to you anymore? Like, I am, and
especially
then
if, and I'll back you up here. Especially if Braun Breaker is the future of WWE, but he's the now, and you talk up a main event match between him and CM Punk for 5 straight weeks, only to have Braun lose.
I can't, bro. I can't.
What?
I can't deal with it.
Jimmy, you're the analytical expert here. I remember when we were watching wrestling as a kid, you'd tell me what was going to happen before it happened. Make some sense out of this. What's the vision?
Oh, he ain't gonna do much better.
The vision worked good with Seth Rollins involved, but you're right. Braun Breaker says I'm the right now, but he gets clean pinned by old ass CM Punk, and he's wearing his tights that say the future on them. Did you notice that?
Yep.
Yes.
They just torpedoed the vision. It's on the crap heap now. That was so unsatisfying. Braun Breaker, he pulled so many punches, and you could tell, Punk's old, and he's making concessions for him. And those weak go to sleeps, they don't even look real anymore. It's like, no, CM Punk's done. His skin looks old. He's just
yeah.
He's not believable. He just makes me sick even listen to him anymore. And I used to like CM Punk back in the Raven days, but I don't know, man. That they screwed the pooch on the vision this week. I'm so disappointed. I don't even want to see him anymore. And I mean, no, he should have never got booked to lose. And he's not going to win the title anytime soon. I mean, you're looking at the Vegas promos. There's no Braun Breaker on there.
That's true.
There's no Drew McIntyre on there.
That's what I'm talking about, bro. This stuff is getting so old.
So
it's getting so
I mean, you see what's going to happen. What we're headed for. Yeah, it's going to be back to Roman Reigns and Brock Lesnar and CM Punk and da 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 da. And all these new, fresh guys are going to be mid-card WrestleMania. Leading up to day 2.
I think it should be documented our level of excitement for a particular faction, and we're going to use the vision. When this happened, when it came out, we were super excited. We were guessing who was going to be next. They were on fire. And in a matter of a month, all of us are like, at this point, we're burnt out on it. That's how quickly that happened. Now,
it's because
go ahead.
No, you're good. I see, you know me. I'm not as big as Dad and Adrian are at times about realistic stuff. Like, they need to be believable or realistic. I do believe that kind of stuff matters, but I'm not as big about it as they are. But what I'm trying to say is this. My biggest problem behind the CM Punk and Braun Breaker match is everything that you keep saying, Jordan. You built this match up for 5 weeks. 5 weeks where they both were cutting phenomenal promos, separated face to face. It didn't matter. They were cooking. They were doing so good. You had the Austin Theory reveal. You had everything. It was built up perfectly. You get to the match, and then CM Punk's old ass is going so slow. that Breaker's struggling to sell a lot of his moves.
True.
It's like you want me to sit here and invest in the future. What future?
Yeah, and I think WWE needs to understand we're not stupid. We as fans see the match. We see when someone's performing well and when they're not. And it was not a good performance by CM Punk.
At all. None. CM Punk has real life lost. Like he's just not. It's like Dad said. He's just not that guy. CM Punk is not. He's not supposed to be the face of the company. And to be honest with you, man, I told Adrian this the other day. I watched wrestling back in the early 2000s and 2010s. And when every time CM Punk was trying to force his way to being the face of the company, it would never happen. And why did it never happen? He wants to sit here and claim that Vince McMahon would never let it happen, and that's why he left WWE. No, Vince McMahon was just smart. Even though he was a piece of crap at times, he was smart, and he knew that CM Punk sucks as the face of the company. He is not meant to be in that position. He's just not. That doesn't make him a bad wrestler. It just makes him, and he's just not a face of the company guy. CM Punk is at his best.
Here's where I'm hoping we go. CM Punk had 2 goals when he came back. He wanted to be world champion, and he wanted a WrestleMania moment. I'm hoping that he gets his WrestleMania moment, and then we get to wave bye to CM Punk. And here's the deal. I know what the theme of tonight's episode has been the new blood, and there's actually really good talent. We're not forcing new talent on people like it exists organically. The new generation is legit, actually. It's not just, being said they're legit.
They just are.
But okay. So in 2026, we will say goodbye to Rey Mysterio. We will say goodbye to
AJ
Styles. We will likely say goodbye to CM Punk. We'll likely say goodbye to Brock Lesnar. There's a lot of people leaving, maybe even Randy Orton. Okay. I think we'll get what we want if we're patient. But right now it's like, man, get us there. Please get us there.
But then you give CM Punk his moment, then now we owe Sami Zayn one.
Sami Zayn's still young, unlike CM Punk.
Now we owe Kevin Owens one.
Kevin Owens deserves one, by the way.
Well, maybe so, but nevertheless,
they'll do.
Everybody don't have to have a moment.
I
mean, Brickhouse Brown never did.
Brickhouse. Okay, but I think the solution to this problem, to me, is you get off this whole mentality that because his name is because he finished his story or because he finally accomplished his moment. Use the same logic you used with other people like Jay and like Alberto and Sheamus in the past, where, okay, they finally deserved their moment, they got their moment, and then you strip them of their moment 30 to 40 days later, or hell, even 2 weeks later. I'm not saying the championship needs to be bouncing hand to hand every 2 weeks, but just because Cody Rhodes finished his story doesn't mean he needs to hold on to it for the next 2 years.
And he has done that. Good God, has he done that? All right, I think we're all on the same page. And we're running out of time. One thing we promised to do for the episode, though, and I want to do this quick. We want to give Dominic, how'd you word it? We want to give our top 3 winner predictions for the Royal Rumble.
Yeah, our top 3 favorites for men and women of the Royal Rumble.
And then we'll do this quick. We got to do this quick because we are already over 2 hours.
Is it our top favorites or who we think is going to win?
You can do who you think, and you can do a little bit of favorites if you want. However you want to do it. And then when it gets closer to Royal Rumble, we'll come back the episode before the Royal Rumble, and we'll bullet down to who exactly we think it is, and we'll see who's right.
All right.
Okay,
sounds good. Adrian, we'll start with you. We'll do women first. We'll just do women. We'll do it quick. Give me names. Try to keep the banter down a little bit because we're running out of time. Sure. Top 3, whether favorites or prediction for winners. Go for it. Women's Royal Rumble.
Okay, living my like prediction, like I really think she's gonna win this year. It's been like held off for a little while, and I just think it's her year. Number 2.
Hey, who'd you say for number 3? I didn't hear you.
Who did you say it first? Yeah, who was the first person you said?
I started at 1. I said Liv.
Oh, Liv. Okay.
My bad. Okay. And then number 2, maybe Lash. Legend. Go on to get Jade Cargill. Then number 3, Bianca Belair. That's it.
Okay. I'll do mine. My number 1 to win the Royal Rumble, I think, is Bianca Belair. I think she's coming back, and I think she's going to win it. I think she's going to knock Liv out at the end, and then Liv will go on to Elimination Chamber. Number 2, Raquel Rodriguez. I do think there could be a standoff at the end if Bianca's not back in time, where it's Liv and Raquel against each other, and Raquel wins. I see that happening. Or number 3, Royal Rumble winner could very well be Roxanne. So that's my order for not only favorites, but predict who I think would win the Royal Rumble this year.
Matt.
Dominic?
Sorry. My 3 are Bianca, Liv, and honestly, yeah, I don't know. I honestly, I think Bianca, Liv, and maybe Raquel. I could see Raquel.
Jimmy?
I would like to see Chelsea Green win it or Saul Ruka. I believe that it will be either Bianca Belair or Asuka, or maybe Kairi Sane instead of Asuka. I'll say Kairi Sane.
Kairi Sane would be
One of those will win
really
it.
cool. Be really cool. It could develop a storyline where she finally breaks off from Asuka.
Yeah.
Okay, good talk. All right, so that's our 3 right now. This will change as we get closer to Royal Rumble, but let's go to the men. Adrian, men, Royal Rumble, top 3.
LA Knight. That's just the best option. There's no other option. And then number 2, I'll go Max Dupree. He's pretty good. He has a good entrance. And then number 3, let's go. I don't know. Probably LA Knight. Pretty good.
I figured you were going to say Elias.
That would have been a good one.
So basically, LA Knight. I see what you did there. Okay. My top 3 for the Royal Rumble right now, obviously LA Knight. Jacob Fatu would be awesome. And then, hey, Obafemi.
Yeah, I like it. Mine are LA Knight, Obafemi, and don't hop on my head. I'm just sorry. It's something I can see happening.
Not
That's
happening.
not what I want.
It's happening.
But it could. And you know it probably will.
It's not.
But Roman Reigns.
Not. That's the worst option. That is the single-handedly worst option, and it would suck, and there's nothing, and it sucks.
Look,
It's very likely though. You got to give Dominic. Got to give that Dominic. All right, Jimmy. Top 3 Royal Rumble, and then we got to sign off.
they're all in the Vegas video. It's gonna either be Brock Lesnar, Roman Reigns, or LA Knight for the chess piece that shows up in the video. But I want it to be Talatonga or Eric Rowan or the War Raiders or Otis or Bronson Reed, the big guys that you should not be able to throw out. Yet they get every one of them out every year. And little bitty LA Knight, I won. It's not believable. I hate that. It should be a big guy every time.
I told you, I'm not. I'm so hard on the believables. Oh shoot! I wonder what Dad's
let's
face
do
looked
one
like.
more thing.
I wonder
One
what
thing
Dad's
real
face
quick.
looked like when Rey Mysterio beat Big Show.
Surprises, and this can be either. Don't say Bianca Belair because we all think she's going to come back, but who would be the top candidate in your mind as a surprise entrant in either Royal Rumble? One name, and then we really got to sign off.
Okay. The big surprises for the Royal Rumble are Jericho and Paige.
I think Paige is really happening. I don't know about Jericho at this point.
I do.
But okay.
Jericho's gonna happen.
I think Paige is doing it because she started wrestling again to her old WWE theme song. All right, Adrian.
I'm gonna go Paige also. I mean, like, okay, yeah, I'm just gonna go Paige. And then the men's, Seth Rollins.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Comes back earlier than expected from injury. That'd be fun. That would be a lot of fun, actually. That would be sick.
My surprise entrant. I have two. My surprise entrant, really, I only have one for the men's. One, Edge could do it again. He could. If I'm gonna say Edge / Jericho. I mean, either one would be really cool to be a surprise. The other one, Chad Gable. I think Chad Gable's coming back at Rumble.
Imagine he comes out as Chad Gable and El Grande. That'd be like El Grande gets eliminated, and he runs back and comes back as Chad Gable or something.
Yeah, that'd be fun.
Awesome.
All right, Jimmy, you're the last, and then we're saying goodnight.
Okay, Shotski, Samoa Joe.
Ooh.
Freaking love
Shotzi. You
That
think
would be
Shotzi's
wild.
coming back to WWE?
Hey, you want to get the biggest pop of a lifetime, brothers? And we can end on this note. Your Royal Rumble, number 30. 3, 2, 1. Comes out. Karrion Kross. That would be
I'd
absolutely
love to
insane,
see it. I would
dude.
love to, but I don't think it's happening.
Dude, it would not happen. It probably won't happen, but bro, dude, that would be pop of a lifetime.
And if he could go face to face with Aleister Black in the Royal Rumble, that'd make me so happy.
Oh God, dude, yes, please, dude, my life would, dude, I would be complete.
All right, ladies and gentlemen. Well, this has been episode 1, a very long episode 1 of season 2 of the Hard Cam. This episode will be available on all streaming platforms come this weekend. It'll debut on YouTube tomorrow morning at 10. And then, of course, Podbean, and then it uploads to Spotify and Apple iTunes and all that sometime after that. But we appreciate all the viewers. I think we had about 200 people tune in on TikTok. We'll be doing this again live next Thursday night. And, of course, you can watch all the past episodes and stuff on YouTube as well. Next week, though, we're going to go back to a structured element, and we're going to introduce some new elements, too. We'll be thinking about those. And starting next week, moving forward again, you'll have the edited episodes on YouTube, which will actually show segments of the show overlaid on top of our commentary. So again, we thank you for your support. The channel is growing. And once again, I'm Jax, your host. My brothers Dominic, Adrian, and the patriarch of our family, Jimmy Rhodes. Thank y'all for listening. We're excited to bring you more commentary content in the weeks to come. Y'all have a good night.